Ring of Fire recently did a vidya wherein they discuss Giuliani's on-air program, and he discussed the documents. Yes, the Trump stolen documents. Apparently, there was even less security with these than we thought. Here's Fair and Cousins on Ring of Fire.
You know, one of my favorite things about Rudy Giuliani is that the more he talks, the worse he makes things for his clients, both current and former.
So true.
And this past weekend, during his WABC radio program, which I didn't even know he had, kind of seems like a bad thing. But Rudy Giuliani explained that Donald Trump, when Giuliani was working for him, of course, would frequently tell Rudy to just go ahead and take those top secret documents or people's private info, take it home with you and look over it.
Okay, so a big issue with Donald Trump was his mixing of personal business with political. There was a lot of ethical concerns, and among them was this figure, Rudy Giuliani. I want to remind you very quickly, before he goes into the details here, of what we're dealing with when we talk about Rudy Giuliani. He was one of the main people involved in the fake electors plot. It was his job in this scheme, as the January 6th committee revealed, to go around to the 7 states that they tried to get to overturn the election illegally, and coordinate with the GOP leaders there. So the state-level GOP in Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, in Georgia, in the 7 states where they tried to do this, they were working with Giuliani. What is his position in the government? No position. He had none at the time. Simply working for Donald Trump. That is a criminal act, what he did. We would like consequences for that, by the way. But let's look at him admitting to some more crime.
Here's what Giuliani had to say that, again, creates a lot of problems for Donald Trump. Here it is. Top secret files are very strange, he said. What concerns me, and this is because of politics, the total difference between Trump and Biden. Trump is going through a negotiation every president goes through. He took them and he put them in his home and he put them in a secure place. When I was his lawyer...
Hold on. Wait a minute. Point of contention here. This is not the documents thing. It's not a negotiation every president goes through. Can you imagine that? A private citizen, which is what a former president is. A private citizen has national security documents. The government calls him up and says, hi, we'd like to get those back. Private citizen goes, will I let you have them? I suppose I'd be willing to part with them if, say, you gave me, let's just say $50,000. Negotiation? There's no negotiation. Assuming it was an accident that you took these documents, which in Biden's case it appears to be, because he contacted the National Archives to give them back when it was discovered that he had them by his own people. Trump did not do that. There's no negotiation to be had. It's bizarre that he would, first of all, even admit that there was any resistance at all on Trump's part. Ridiculous turn of phrase, but the juicy part, believe it or not, is coming up.
I mean, there was a period of time I was there like 10 straight days. I was vetting other people when he first became president and their tax returns. This is my training on top secret. I didn't take them out of Mar-a-Lago. He told me, take them home with you. I'm not going to take Wilbur Ross's tax returns home with me. I could misplace them.
Okay, Jesus. We can't get through like 2 paragraphs with Giuliani without like a bunch of interruptions to say, just so you know, that's yet another thing. Why is Giuliani Trump's personal attorney at this point? Not the White House counsel, not any government position, Trump's personal attorney, why is he vetting people? In what regard is he vetting them as Trump's personal attorney? For what business could he possibly have with these people? The answer is none. He had none. But Trump ran the country like a criminal organization. Got to be dealt with. Okay,
So
Farron has the same, it appears, same general
in
reaction.
addition to that being a very difficult thought process to follow, because he kind of jumps around from place to place to place, you're admitting that Trump did the thing that everybody's worried that he did, which was share classified information with people that do not have the clearance to see it.
Yes.
Now, if you're only talking about people's tax returns, then that's one level of a violation of privacy.
Is it, though? Okay, fair enough. It's not good.
Because even if you're Donald Trump's lawyer, you were not a part of the administration, so I don't know, legally speaking, if you're even allowed to receive another individual's tax return.
You have no right.
So right off the bat, even if it's only the tax returns, which you kind of make it sound like it's not, but even if it was only the tax returns, like take them home. Okay, Wilbur Ross, you may have a good lawsuit on your hands. Maybe you need to reach out to Rudy and just, text him and just say, what the hell, dude? Because that doesn't seem legal at all.
Oh, hey, that's a great reminder from a channel that's been doing this longer. I would appreciate likes. Certainly, it'll help me boost the old algorithm and grow this channel. And if you enjoy the content, do consider subscribing. Let's hear what Farron has to say, because I got comments to make.
And then, of course, we have the other issue, because he was talking about classified documents.
Here we go.
And he mentioned just take them home with you. So did Donald Trump, who did obviously have, clearance to view these documents, was he telling Rudy Giuliani, his personal lawyer, however, not a person with the clearance to see these things, was he telling this person to go ahead and take classified documents home? I mean, again, like that's one of the big concerns about Trump having the documents at Mar-a-Lago in the first place, Rudy, is that we were scared people who didn't have clearance would see them and that it would become a national security problem. And here you are suggesting that, it was a national security problem. All right, folks. Hell, he tried to get me to take him home.
I mean, there it is exactly. Farron Cousins, welcome to the No Notes Club. Yes, it was a massive, massive issue. The United States security with national documents, as we have seen, is already lackluster. It has trouble. It has trouble standing up standing up to scrutiny, even with honest actors. Joe Biden, no matter what else you may think of him, and I do not have a high opinion of the man, Joe Biden did not appear to intentionally take these documents. Why? Because as soon as it was discovered, first of all, because he was vice president at the time, gunning to be president. He ran for this position multiple times. Joe Biden had documents from his days as vice president and contacted the federal government as soon as he knew he had them. That speaks of A, integrity on his part, and B, the problems with America in terms of actually holding on to our security documents. It is an entirely different story when the people running this show have no integrity, have no ethics. You get people like Donald Trump telling his personal attorney, here, take some sensitive information and just take it home with you. I didn't vote for Donald Trump to be president, but I happen to know nobody voted for Rudy Giuliani to have a position in the White House in that era. There's no reason he should have had his hands on the people's documents in any way, shape, or form. Bringing us to Trump having the documents after his presidency. What did he do with them? Was one of those incredibly lucky, by the way, real estate deals that happened after he left office that bailed him out of, for example, the old post office, a Washington building that he converted into a gaudy hotel. It was one of those deals, perhaps motivated by the buyer being friends with somebody who has those documents now. We don't know. And it's not a crazy question to ask when you consider how little these people are investigated. It leaves us in a situation where we have to speculate for the sake of our nation's security. Not a good place to be, man. The answer to this, as it is to so many other things, is to start holding the GOP accountable. Step one is to ensure that the Department of Justice knows that you see them and knows that you have an expectation of action